Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, I am going to tell you the answers of Model Question Paper 2 of Geography. The part 1 of this paper has already been uploaded. This is the part 2. So let's start. So this is the answer of question number 23, in which you have to explain the important branches of geography. So the important branches of geography are, the first is physical geography. The field of physical geography is wide, as it includes the study of the entire surface of the earth and also its physical and biological process as well as their morphology. Some of the important branches of physical geography are as follows. So first is geomorphology, second is climatology, third is meteorology, fourth is pedology, fifth is hydrology, sixth is seismology, seventh is volcanology, and eighth is oceanography. Now the next part is human geography. It also deals with man and his activities, particularly cultural environment factors on man-made factors. Important among them are culture, society, agriculture, mining, industry, transport, farming, trade, population, etc. Some of the important grandeur of human geography are as follows. The first one is political geography, second is economic geography, third is commercial geography, and fourth is population geography. So in this way, your question of answer number 23 is completed. Now we'll move on to next question. This is the answer of question number 25. So let's start the answer. The area of the entire earth is 50.995 million square kilometer, out of which the hydrosphere is extended on 36.106 million square kilometer area and the lithosphere on 14.889 million square kilometer. In relation to the expansion of the lithosphere and hydrosphere, Dr. Long, for the first time in the year 1742, determined the ratio of land and water on the earth to be 1:2.81, that is 26% and 74%, while Wagner considered the expansion of land to be 28.3% of the entire earth and expansion of water to be 71.7%. Based on the exploration done by scientists in polar regions with the help of new instruments, the ratio of land and water is determined to be 1:2.43, that is 29.2% and 70.8%. It is acknowledged from these explorations that 43% of the entire hydrosphere is located in the northern hemisphere and 57% water is located in the southern hemisphere. So this is the answer of question number 25. In total, you have to answer 8 questions from this section. So this is the answer of question number 25. Now we will move on to next question. So this is the answer of question number 27, in which you have to explain the effects of volcanoes. So there are 2 different effects that emerge due to the volcanic eruption. The first one is constructive effect and the second is destructive effect. So we will first explain constructive effect. The volcanic eruptions increase the soil fertility, which promotes agricultural activities. Geothermal energy is produced when the volcanic lava is produced. Many dormant and active volcanoes are attracted to the tourist spots. Building materials are being created by the volcanic materials. Now the next is destructive effects. Volcanic eruptions which cause earthquakes, fast flood, mudslide and rockfall. Lava which travels very far and they destroy many lives and bury them into the lava. Breathing problems and skin irritation takes place due to the ash and fog of the volcano. Volcanic eruptions also create change in weather conditions and create problems in transportations around the volcanic regions. So this is the answer of question number 27. Now we will move on to next question. So this is the answer of question number 29. Types of chemical weathering. So the types of chemical weathering are, first is carbonation. Carbonic acid is the culprit when it comes to the carbonation. type of chemical weathering. As rain goes through the air and into the ground, it grabs carbon dioxide, creating carbonic acid. So this is the first type of chemical weathering. In total, there are 5 types of chemical weathering. So the next type is oxidation. Oxygen causes oxidation. Minerals with high iron content are affected by oxidation, including pyroxene and amphibole. The oxidation gives these rocks a reddish look, very similar to the patina on a car. So this is the second type. Now we'll move on to third type, hydration. Hydration is the type of chemical weathering where water reacts chemically with the rock, modifying its chemical structure. Now the fourth one is hydrolysis. In hydrolysis, the acids in the water works to dissolve minerals within specific rocks. And the fifth one and the last one is acidification. The acids create a reaction when they hit stone, causing the surface to wear and the composition to soften. So these are the 5 types of chemical weathering, and this is the answer of question number 29. Now we'll move on to next question. Next is the answer of question number 31, in which you have to explain the conservation of ocean and what important measures can you take for conservation of ocean. So the first part is conservation of ocean. So conservation of ocean means rational use of ocean resources so that a harmony between man's ocean resource requirements and their availability could be maintained. The rational use of ocean resources by the present and generation and the preservation of ocean resources for the future generation is known as conservation of ocean. So the important measures of conservation are: first one is demand plastic free alternatives, because the ocean face a massive and growing threat from plastics. So the first one is you have to demand the plastic free alternatives. Second is reduce carbon footprint. We have to reduce the carbon footprint because carbon dioxide is making our oceans more acidic, and it affects the marine life also, so we have to reduce the carbon footprint. The third one is avoid ocean harming products such as cosmetics that contain shark squalene, jewelry made of coral or sea turtle shell. Next is fourth point is electing public officials that support good ocean policies can help us protect marine life and our oceans. So these are the 4 important measures of conservations which we can take so that oceans can be conserved and the marine life can also be conserved. So this is the answer of question number 31. Now we will move on to next question number 32. So question number 32 is all about the coastal plains of India. So the coastal plain is flat, low-lying land adjacent to a sea coast. The coastal plains of India lie on either side of the peninsular plateau along the western and the eastern coast of India. They extend for about 6,150 km from the Rann of Kutch in the west to West Bengal in the east. They are broadly divided into the western coastal plains and the eastern coastal plains. The 2 coastal plains meet at Kanyakumari, the southernmost tip of the Indian mainland. The eastern coastal plain is located between the Bay of Bengal and the Eastern Ghats, and the western coastal plains is located between the Arabian Sea and the Western Ghats. The western coast is a narrow strip of land. Subdivision of the west coastal plains are the coastal plains of Gujarat, the coastal plain of the Konkan, the coastal plains of Karnataka, the coastal plains of Malabar, and last is lagoons. So this is the answer of question number 32. So in this way this section is completed. Up to 6 questions. I have told you 6 questions in this video. So thank you. Thanks for watching. If you like the video, then don't forget to subscribe my channel, and if you need the video of any other answers which has already been uploaded, then do check the playlist. So thank you. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you.